Hello, welcome to RCR Wireless News. I'm Roberta Prescott, editor for Latin America RCR Wireless News, and I'm joined by Bob Titus. He's Vice President of Global Converged Solution at NetCracker Technology. At this Hanging Out with RCR, we are discussing about NetCracker strategies for Latin America region, and he is giving us an overview on what carriers are doing in the region in terms of OSS and BSS implementation. NetCracker is core OSS expansion with Mexcom in Mexico. Telefonica has tapped NetCracker to update BSS solution, and América Móvil has selected the company to provide a consolidated end-to-end OSS solution for all their subscribers in the region. So lots of customers, Bob. Thank you for joining RCR.
Thank you, Roberta. Happy to be here.
So what can you say to us about this OSS and BSS implementation throughout Latin America? Do you point out a new move from carriers in this direction to improve or expand their systems?
Yes, we do, and we see two main drivers for that. The first driver is there's a lot of competition in the region, so service providers are really looking to improve their customer experience. That means focusing on BSS and OSS for things like omni-channel 360 view of the customer. It means things like looking at analytics for how do I best interact with this customer on any given journey. And it also means things like self-service and e-commerce and driving more business through the web and through social media. On the OSS side, we see another big driver in terms of lowering cost and operational expense. So the service providers are trying to look at ways to simplify their architecture and really drive manual tasks out of their operations. And then you look at what's happening across the industry, and there's new technologies and services being rolled out. So as you look at LTE and 4G, as you look at virtualization of the network and the data centers, all of those changes with the addition of additional services like M2M and IoT services, those are really driving changes into the BSS and OSS to enable those services and to roll out those technologies.
And what do you think are the most challenging things for carriers at this moment?
I think the service providers are struggling a bit because traditionally they've operated in sort of a non-converged way. So they had separate OSS and BSS for prepaid, separate stacks for postpaid, separate stack for wireline versus the wireless services. And that really hinders their ability to have convergent bundles. It hinders their ability to create fast time-to-market offers and really react to the marketplace. But it also means they're operating inefficiently as they're doing things in multiple places and they don't have a common view of customers across all of their services and interactions.
Yes, we see that. I'm based in Brazil, and first I think it's really a challenge for carriers when we see they come from different companies and from acquisition or just market consolidation. And another thing I think it has been challenging for them is just what you said, to view customers as a unique because they offer mobile, fixed telephone, pay TV, internet access. Are we far from reaching this unique view of the customer? So when we call the call center, they can just, okay, I know Roberta, she has voice plan, mobile plan, internet, pay TV. How far do you think are we from this goal?
So from a technology perspective, the technology exists. Obviously, we as NetCracker have a cloud platform that provides these capabilities. The challenge is really getting to that next generation platform. It's not just a matter of installing some software and you're off and running. You have to migrate the data, you have to configure the offers, and you have to have the history of that interaction and the connections across all the channels. So there's some work to be done to get those capabilities in place. The technology exists, it's there, it works. Really the effort is in undertaking the program to consolidate the platforms, to get the data into a place where it can be accessed efficiently and very quickly for your customer interactions.
And do you see carriers, Latin America carriers, moving on this direction? And if you do so, in which countries are they more developed, or are they moving as a group, such as Telefonica, changing all subsidiaries in the region, and also America Mobile?
Yes, we certainly see a lot of programs in this space. So I'll use Telefonica as the first example. So we started a program with Telefonica across 7 of their countries to change out the BSS and put in a common platform and a common set of processes that will enable them to serve their customers consistently across all channels. And really, when you look at these types of programs, it's technology that's going in, but it's really the business operational processes where you're going to get the benefits. So a customer calling into the call center or going into a store is going to get the same customer experience, and the people serving that customer will have the same understanding and view of what that customer has. And that's really critical. So as you look at the Telefonica program with 7 countries, in Central America, they're trying to standardize their operations across all the countries. So having the platform in place is one step, and then the second step is aligning the operational processes to make sure that everyone is leveraging those capabilities.
Another trend that we see, not in Latin America, but around the world, is to take information from all systems carriers, have to bring their customers more focused plan, like to understand what they need and to offer them maybe not a specific plan and offering, but to better understand their needs. How OSS and BSS platforms that can work together with this telecom big data analytics to improve this customer's relationship?
Sure. Well, there's multiple aspects to it. The first aspect, as you said, is understanding what the customer has, what are their products and services. But that's only the first step. In addition, you need to understand what they've been doing. How have they been using their services? Do they have a data bucket that's almost full? Is it empty? How much usage and what quality of service are they getting on their services? Are they going online and complaining about service? All of those inputs need to be processed in real time by an analytics engine to say, how should I interact with this customer? And as you said, perhaps can I offer them something that will improve their experience? So if you look at the capabilities that are required, it's not only understanding the context of that individual customer, but also analyzing other similar customers, other similar situations, and saying, okay, in this situation, I should offer this customer more data on their plan, or I should offer this customer an additional package that they're not using today that they can take advantage of. But that's got to be enabled through the OSS and BSS. The OSS and BSS have to understand who is this customer, what services are they currently using, what are their current balances, are they online on the website trying to buy something, have they been into a store recently and what have they asked for. These types of things need to come together to ensure you're having the best interaction.
Talking about the strategies of NetCracker, what do you plan for Latin America for the end of this year and over the next couple of years?
So our plan is fairly simple. We're focused on three specific areas. One is customer experience, to help our service provider customers differentiate and compete in the marketplace, making sure they can get to market quickly with their offers, and really provide that customer experience that the users expect these days. The second part of our strategy is really on enabling technology. Whether that's virtualization, we did a market trial with virtual CPE with Telefonica, or technology infrastructure rollouts for 4G and LTE. We really want to enable those technologies for our service providers. The third aspect of our strategy is really focused on cost reduction. So that's not only consolidating systems and automating processes, but making sure there's a single source of truth for data. So if you look at, for example, the program we're doing with América Móvil, and as we look at the inventories, both physical, logical, data center, for the infrastructure that provides these services, we need to consolidate all that data to get a single source of truth. And that's going to enable operators to maximize the capacity of their networks, but also provide better service assurance for the services that traverse the end-to-end infrastructure.
Can you give more details on this América Móvil program?
Sure. We started out with initial deployments in Argentina, Brazil, and Mexico with our OSS platform. And really the next step is taking that and creating a common platform across all the entities. So the next step in that rollout is going to focus on Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and Colombia. And as we look at this program, what we're really trying to do is put in a common platform based on our core next generation product, but also standardize the operational processes around that. Within each country, there's going to be some specific requirements in terms of local integrations to the networks and equipment that are in that country, but we're really trying to standardize the operations on top of that.
In Brazil, América Móvil owns three companies, Net, Claro, and Embratel. Are you working to put all three of them together?
That is the goal eventually. Right now, we've focused on some of the Claro assets, and then hopefully the Embratel and Net assets will then come into the platform as well. As we look at the region, we're seeing a lot of consolidation, and we expect that to continue. And really, one of the drivers of the program is to get efficiency on the fulfillment side, on the network design and planning side, on the infrastructure rollout side. So that will really drive you to keep consolidating the data and get to that single view of the network and the data center infrastructure and the single source of truth for what is out there.
Thank you very much, Bob, for this interview.
Thank you, Roberta. I appreciate the time.
Follow all Latin America news at rcrwireless.com.